Hey everyone, welcome back to the new episode. And in this podcast, we are talking with the founder of a Digipod who helps founder to grow their businesses with the digital services. So let's talk about her journey. So, ma'am, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi Gagan. First of all, thanks for having me here. So about myself. So hi everyone, I'm Kashish and I'm founder of Digipod. And I have done my bachelor's in computer science only. And after that, I've done some couple of internships. And now I'm a founder trying to scale up and trying to deal with the tantrums and the clients.
Okay. Can you share a little bit experience and your journey from your internships? Which type of internship you had done in your college days?
So I think I'll start from the college days. So I was in third year when I got placed, and my first company was Mercedes. So I was interning there as a software developer. And so basically, in iOS domain, I was interning as a software developer. So we were working on an iOS app for Mercedes. So this was around in third year, and I think it was a 6 month internship. And after that, I think I shifted to GSoC, and then I interned with Amazon as a product fellow. So that was for a 3 month thing, and after that, I dropped off.
Okay, okay. And how was your work experience at, as you said, you worked in Amazon and Mercedes. So, what do you think? Which is better?
I cannot say that because both the work experiences or both the companies taught me something or the other,
Okay,
because both the domains were completely different. iOS was different. Then after some time, I wanted to shift to product, and getting a chance to work there and learning there was a complete different thing. So I cannot compare both. But obviously, I try to learn from the process and how everything is done in an corporate environment. So both the companies had a good work culture, and I enjoyed my time. That's all I can say.
okay, okay. If we talk about your interviews, तो कैसे थे इंटरव्यू राउंड्स उन दिनों में आपको याद है और नहीं? आई डोंट थिंक सो आपको है, बट होगा आपको कुछ तो याद,
I
वो
I
बताइए।
remember. I remember. So for Mercedes, I got the offer. So I think they gave me 3 to 4 days to prepare. After the call ended with the hiring manager, they gave me 3 to 4 days to prepare, and the interview was for iOS. So there were 2 rounds. So first was a screening round that was done, and second was the technical round where we had to live code everything. I remember it. They took around 4 to 5 questions. Everything was based on DSA. And like if they asked me around 6 questions, only two out of them were on based on iOS. And mostly it was about what level you are on your DSA problem solving. So around 4 questions I had to live code, and they were all on linked list and graphs, and I don't remember the other 2 questions, but they were also like pretty simple. One of them was on arrays, other two was on linked list, and I think it last one was also a DSA question only, and the other two were completely related to other iOS field. So they were asking something around app development and the life cycle. Then they also asked about the Swift UI components and difference for a UI kit, Swift UI. So all those kind of iOS questions were put on for the last part, and mostly they were judging out on the basis of the logic problem solving. So in the last round, it was around a 2 hour interview, and after that, around in 2 3 days, I received the call that the round was cleared, and I joined them as an intern. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So as you said about you worked as an iOS developer. So means you
Mhm.
had made any of iOS development projects. So tell me about that.
Mhm. So I started with iOS development in second year of my college. So my first project was a movie trivia app. I also published that on App Store also. So four of my apps are on App Store live. Currently, I don't have the membership, but whenever I renew it, so I have four apps published on the App Store. So my first app was a very basic app. So I started from the very basic. I published it, and people were pretty happy with the UI that was done on it. So I designed it also, and I coded it also. So people were pretty happy with the design that was done. That's what the feedback I got. Um, After that, I made a diabetes management app, and there was a whiteboard app, and my last app was a news app. Like, it was a clone, I wouldn't say, but it was somewhat inspired from InShots. So it was a news delivery app.
Yeah. So as you said, you work means there were only four projects or there were many projects you worked upon means आपने वो तो
So
डाला
there were
नहीं.
many projects. So there were many projects. Other projects were also done. Even my GSoC with MIT was also done in iOS only. So there were a ton of projects, but I published only four apps. So I
So
made one finance app also, where I did the backend also. The API also I made in Node.js, and then connected it with the iOS ecosystem. So that kind of app also I done, where I had to install a search engine into the app. So even if we type something, we are able to get the results. So that search engine was also made. So all these kind of projects, play around thing was never like a problem. I always used to code something that I like wanted to understand how this is done in iOS ecosystem. So that is something that I always did. And even with GSoC, I remember the code, or like the app that we were working on. That was, so MIT App Inventor is basically an app that lets you create apps for both Android and iOS. So my work in their app was to create the iOS component of their app. So that was one time I can say I learned a lot from the professors there, because the kind of knowledge that they have. I mean, I was like really humbled when I was interacting with them. So it was like, I can say that that experience was something that I'll always take up with me in iOS.
so as you said about the GSoC, so what one type of advice or one piece of advice you want to give to the students who are actually approaching the GSoC?
Okay. So for the GSoC part, the
Hmm.
first thing that I would say is that do not wait for the last time. So if your GSoC opens, I think in March, so don't wait around till Feb to make up your proposal or the document that has to be done, because the more time you will spend on your proposal, the better it is for your even recruiter or the mentor to understand what you're trying to do. So don't wait for the last time. I think around November or December, or around this time, you should actually start selecting out the organizations that come into the GSoC program and take on the project. Because even if you go on the GSoC website and there's an archive section, so like there's a likelihood that the organizations that have come in the previous years, or that have been coming, like 19 like 2019 they have come, 2020, so there's a very high chance that they'll repeat this year also. So try to take out the project that you have to work on, and don't wait for the last time. Like around this time only, start making a proposal, start learning or making a proposal. And by the time your Feb time comes or your March time comes, you can reiterate over it, or get in touch with your mentor and reiterate over your proposal, so proposal actually matches the project that has to be done. So in the last time, you don't have to like cut short on something, or you don't miss out on something. So that would, I think people should keep in mind that don't start late.
Okay. So as you had done many internships, not many, two internships in as a iOS developer. So can you provide some roadmap? How can any of a student do the iOS?
Okay, so as an iOS developer, if you're just starting out, I would say that first learn the basics of programming. Don't jump into the app making process. Like, I know you want to make an app and you want things to be running on your phone, but before you really dive into it, first get a good grasp on your logic or problem solving skills. Once you are confident enough that I'm able to do this much part of my programming, then try to learn the fundamentals of Swift and understand how Swift works and what all features it offers. And start with a very basic, like Swift offers playgrounds. So try to play around with code in those playgrounds first. And once you're comfortable with the Xcode environment in general, then shift to like the app making process on how storyboards are created on, or if you're going with Swift UI, then how views are created. Then go in that part. So, and even if you are a beginner, I would suggest that go with Swift UI because it's much easier to understand as compared to UI Kit. I mean, both are easy to understand, but if you are like complete beginner, if you are in your first year or second year and you are just starting out, then try to go with Swift UI because it is the language that more like which is more prevalent in industry also. So if you get a good grasp on it, it will be good for you. Plus, it's easier to understand. So try to make a certain view in Swift UI. Swift UI is basically stacking and everything. So you just try to replicate some view. And once your front end is getting good with Swift UI, try to implement or integrate APIs as well. So that would also help you understand like how you can create the backend, connect the backend with the iOS environment, or how different things are implemented in the iOS system. So start with basic apps and then proceed to advanced. Like don't go straight up to advanced. Go topic by topic.
So, as you are a founder of uh, a startup, so आपका dream था to be a founder, or yes, you just want to explore rather than working in the companies?
So when I was in my college in first year, I started freelancing around that time only. So by the time I came into fourth year, I had worked with a lot of clients by then.
Okay.
Um, I think in fourth year only I started teaching also in different universities. I've gone, like even in IIT Madras, I've taught students. I've taken workshops in IIT and other stuff. But being a founder was not like in my mind. Like I want to be a founder. I don't want to do a corporate job. Obviously, at that time, I wanted a job.
Okay.
But like gradually, when I like saw some growth potential in it, and I saw that this is something that I really enjoy, like doing the design part and doing something creative around web, that is something that I really enjoy. At that time I felt like I want to scale this up. I have a like good network right now, so why not capitalize on it? Plus this is something that I enjoy. So that was the moment I decided that this is something that I should invest myself into.
So let's talk about your digital. I mean, let's talk about the digital services and the project management. ये
Mhm.
क्या होता है मेरे को थोड़ा बताइए सर.
You're talking about the product management domain,
Yeah,
or
and digital services.
like for me or in general?
General.
In general. So in product management, like if you have you used any app like Cred or
Yeah.
Flipkart or Amazon? So basically all these are digital products only, right? So, or Instagram per se, that I think people will understand better. So every time you see a plus button was like on the tab in the down part of the app, and sometimes it is above. So all these buttons that are changed, or you see some new feature has been integrated in Instagram. Now you can have the reels options also, and you have other kind of new features every day. They are implementing some product, ऐसा क्या ऐड करें कि यूजर और एंगेज हो हमारे प्रोडक्ट के साथ. एंड प्रोडक्ट के जो एनालिटिक्स आते हैं यूजर्स, लाइक डेवलपर्स या कंपनी के पास जो उनके एनालिटिक्स आते हैं, दैट आर ऑल मैनेज्ड बाय प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर्स. सो आपका प्रोडक्ट ग्रो कैसे करेगा, उसमें क्या फीचर ऐड करें कि और एंगेजमेंट बढ़े, कहाँ एंगेजमेंट नहीं मिल रही तो वहां कैसे बढ़ाया जाए एंगेजमेंट, दैट इज ऑल डन अंडर प्रोडक्ट. So product managers, they are basically inclusion of all the roles. Basically, they are doing interacting with the marketing team also. They are interacting with the developers also. They are guiding developers that we want these features to be integrated. So a little bit or a good amount of knowledge of tech is always useful in product. If you understand data, you will be doing good in product. If you understand marketing and data, you will do wonders in product. So product is all about analytics and data and how you try to increase the engagement or solve the problems of the user in a creative way.
So, means, uh, it means as you are a founder of your startup, so what type of services you provide to the founders, and means, do you help them from scratch, from building from scratch?
Right. So we do everything around web experiences, which
Hmm,
includes creating websites, apps, web apps,
hmm,
and AR. So around 3D modeling and all. So we do everything around that. So when I talk about or even the e-commerce stores, we also do that.
hmm,
So if we are talking about websites, we don't do the normal static websites that you see on internet. We try to provide something creative. So
hmm,
how we sell is we do storytelling through websites. So these days, users are more engaged, even on Instagram or in general also. People are
hmm,
engaged with stories. So if you are able to communicate your brand story, that why we started this brand with your users.
hmm,
So we try to do that with animated websites. So we try to show the story of your product with a
hmm,
animated website. So your product literally flows from the top of the screen till the very bottom of the screen, and that's a 3D mockup, and it flows through a story of your product. Like if it's a coffee brand, I'm just giving a hypothetical example. So if they
hmm,
are sourcing that from a farm,
hmm,
so we'll show that in the website. The coffee
hmm,
bean will literally grow from there. It will shift to the new section of the website. And then it will, whatever, however it's roasted, that will be shown. Then it is going into the coffee machine and the coffee is coming out. So completely how they are sourced and they are coming into the cup of our coffee, like the coffee mug that we have. We are showing the
hmm,
complete story of that product. So this is what we try to do with our services, that how can we engage the users and make your website basically more immersive. Like if you have seen Apple's website, so
hmm,
if you have seen their AirPods
hmm,
section exactly, so they never do static websites. If you have seen Apple's website, they always try to do some animations. Either the I think the AirPods case is opening and the AirPods come out of it. Then they
hmm,
rotate it on all angles. Then they are showcasing that we have this driver in this, we have this feature in this. Then the product goes into this section. So all that kind of is basically you are showcasing a product feature. So we try to do that in animated ways.
okay. Video reels, crazy. And how many employees are working in your startup? Means it is from now or this साल हो गए इसको.
So I think right now we started when unregistered. We were unregistered for a good amount of time, but it's been around 6 months now. Like, officially, it's been 6 months.
It is hybrid, means people are working in your startup. They are
It's
working
completely
means
remote. It's completely remote right now, and yeah, right, like the employees that we have right now, it's around four. We have a team of four people only right now. And if we require some external help, we outsource it or we take external employees in that case. Internally, we have four employees.
okay. And what are your plans, future plans about this startup?
Obviously, I think we want to increase our revenue by 400% one day. That would really that is something that we aspire for.
Okay.
And we have a good
Uh,
clientele. We have big brands working with us.
this the startup is not yet funded or funded by someone.
No, no, it's completely bootstrapped.
Okay, it's completely made by you. And
Yeah.
who are the co-founders?
Right now, I'm the whole and soul founder right now.
Oh, okay. आपने मीन्स कभी इसका है क्या देयर विल बी सम co-founders and
No, no, co-founder, there is no co-founder right now. I was actually looking, like in between, around actually 2 months back only, I was looking that probably I should go for a co-founder. And I was
okay,
even in talks with some people, but
okay,
the tuning wasn't there. Like I didn't
okay,
feel the synergies were matching at that moment. So I dropped off from that idea. So
okay,
right now, things are manageable and it's going pretty fine. I think in the next quarter, let's see if I think if I want to go with a co-founder, I'll see at that time. But obviously, like for a co-founder, I will always keep that option open, because whenever there's like a co-founder is involved with you, so there's a better understanding of different sectors also. So right now things are going, but once I try to scale this up, obviously I would want to like have a co-founder with me.
so one last question from my side, that is in the
Mhm.
digital services and the production, that is you have to stay very updated with the market में क्या चल रहा है, what we should provide the new
Mhm.
services to the founders, so how you stay
Mhm.
updated.
So I think the most important thing that has worked for me is by attending the conferences that are happening around me. So I was in Bangalore for
Okay,
around like a few months this year. So whenever I was like having some free time, so in Bangalore there are always some event happening around tech.
yeah,
So I used to go and attend those conferences, those events, like any event that was happening. And I always used to come back with so many insights. And I used to note them down during the event that, okay, this company is using this tech. In this talk, this founder talked about this tech. So I used to note
okay,
them down. And if they are sharing some tools, I used to note them down and used to check them out by myself. So every event that I have attended in that city, I would say that has really helped me stay updated. After that, I would say that obviously you have to keep yourself updated. You can do some newsletter, you can join some forums, or you can probably YouTube it if some new tech is coming. But I think if you network with the right people, or you are connected with the right people, even on LinkedIn, they keep posting about it. So I think your network plays a good role in this, and the kind of events that they really also help you keep yourself updated during the process. So they both play a good vital role in this.
ma'am, thank you for coming here and sharing your wonderful journey.